guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I'd do a sit down video and just kind of do a little update on Orion and myself postpartum. I didn't get to do it when he was first born or first month, second month type thing because I hadn't started my YouTube channel yet. And also, obviously I did Vlogmas and I was just doing like daily vlogs, but I thought it might be nice to kind of sit down and just do a little update on how we're going, just so I can look back on it in the future. If you hear any noises in the background, that's just Harper. She's just playing in the lounge room. It's getting close to dinner time, so I thought I'd just quickly do this video. So obviously this is little Orion. Say hello. So when he was first born, I was breastfeeding. With his first week of life, he had jaundice. So luckily it didn't need any treatment. All I had to do is give him top-ups. I was trying to do express breast milk, but unfortunately I couldn't really get a lot of time to express all the time. I was getting quite good amounts at first when I could get time, but my husband went back to work 3 days after I gave birth, so I kind of didn't have a lot of time because I was kind of looking after this little man and Harper as well. If you're not aware, I have a 17-month-old daughter. Her name is Harper. So obviously it's a bit hard juggling 2 under 2 while trying to express. It's kind of like having twins, they say, something like that. Anyway, so I was giving him top-ups of formula as well as any expressed milk that I had, which flushed all of his jaundice out. He was putting on weight really well, not too much, not too little, like really good amounts that they were after. And after a week, they said that his jaundice was all fine. Like I said, he didn't need any treatment or anything, so that was really great. With Harper, unfortunately, we had to go in for treatment. She had to get phototherapy, and she was under 2 lights for 12 hours, I believe. So yeah, we were really lucky we didn't have to go in hospital with him because it was going to be a bit tricky, obviously, with Harper. So his birth and like the week after birth was great with him. It was a lot better than with Harper. It was a bit full on, but I can touch on that more if you'd like a little rundown on Harper. So with his first month, he, like I said, was putting on weight really well. He had his injections, his vaccinations on time. He dealt with that really well. So when he had his vaccinations at 6 weeks, we were still breastfeeding. So after he had these needles, I breastfed him, which calmed him down. He wasn't really that bothered. Like, obviously he cried, but it wasn't like nothing we could unsettle. He was really good with them. In his first week of life, he was already starting to lift his head really well and wanting to look around and know what's going on. Good girl, Harper. Very clever. Good girl. Oh my gosh, she took a step. She's getting so close to it. Anyway, back to this little man. Sorry if you hear any banging, even louder now because she's just at her toy kitchen. Great timing. I think she's saying she's wanting her dinner. So he didn't really hate baths at first like Harper. Like at first he kind of cried a bit, but I put a face washer on his tummy and then he was fine. He still is loving baths at the moment. Yeah, he has gone from like his newborn bath into bath insert. With the first, I say, week to 2, he started rolling from his front to his back. He had stopped, but recently he has started to kind of get halfway and like lift the legs up. Which is really exciting. So obviously with him starting to roll at first when he was only a couple of weeks old, obviously it's just a reflex, but it is a bit of a fear of him doing that in his cot while swaddled. So it's just like with Harper, when he was a couple of weeks old, we started doing floor tummy time. He didn't hate it, and he still doesn't hate it, but he does get a bit bored after a while. Sorry. So we still do floor tummy time to strengthen his neck. Before we started doing it on the floor, we just kind of held him up and burped him over our shoulder and carried him on our chest and laid down with him on our chest. And straight away he was lifting his head up, wanting to have a look at what's going on. He loves having a bit of a nosy at everything and everyone. As you can see, he moves around a lot and looks around, don't you? When he's on his floor doing tummy time, he loves it. He likes to whackle, but I don't know what you'd say, his toys. We have an arch that we use with Harper, and he likes to hit them. We have this toy that we put above him. He really likes it. It just kind of lights up and makes music. I think I turned it off like that. So he really enjoys that, as well as we have these type of ones that hang up and you can pull it. He's also loving to hold toys as well at the moment, and like kind of whack him around and shake him. He's loving that at the moment and starting to bring them to his mouth. Just before he turned 3 months, he self-weaned from breast milk. So just before he turned 3 months, just a couple of days, I stopped breastfeeding. He pretty much self-weaned himself. He just got less and less and less interested in breastfeeding. He would kind of drink a little bit, then stop, and it just progressed to not wanting to take boob at all. So obviously I was already giving him formula, so I just continued with the formula. So we haven't had any issues with formula. He has been putting on weight perfectly, not too much. Oh, just whacked me in the face. So he hasn't been putting on too much weight. He's growing beautifully. So a couple of days ago, I had our cath nurse come out and check him out, see how he's going with his feeding and his weight and height and everything like that. And he's going really well. They're so happy. He weighs 7.3 kilos and he is also 64 centimeters. So he's pretty much a normal height and weight for a 3-month-old, or just over 3 months old. He's about 3.5 now. He has been a little bit fussy at the moment with his feeding. It's not so much like feeding, he's fine with it. It's just the first initial starting to feed. I've been having to rinse the tip of, or the teat should I say, of his bottle under cold tap water before he'll drink it. It's so weird. Like, I offer him the bottle and he won't want to drink it, and then I'll go rinse the tea under the tap and he'll drink it. So I don't know, but at least he's drinking it. It's not the end of the world, apart from when he's screaming and he won't drink it. His sleeping is really, really well. So when he was first born, pretty quickly he kind of got a routine. I think it helped a lot that I already had a routine for Harper and I kind of just slotted him into it. So that went really well. He naps around the same time Harper does in the morning. They both have a nap around 10 to 11, somewhere around then. I usually put him down in the middle of the morning. So they both nap around this. So his sleeping has been pretty great since the start, which is a big difference from Harper. So it's quite refreshing, especially having two and two to look after. So straight away, he was pretty much waking just every 4 hours for a feed because he was breastfeeding and a newborn. And then pretty soon he started sleeping a lot longer through the night. So he started sleeping 6 hours between feeds at night. And then it started going to probably like 12 hours, just like a normal sleep. As well as during the day, he has pretty good naps as well. So usually I wake up, I get Harper up or him up, one of them wakes up. Sometimes here and there he might have a sleep in the morning, and then obviously I get Harper up and then he'll be awake. And at the moment now he's sleeping Good work. Good work. Wake up. No sleeping. We all grumpy. So as you can see, he loves to smile, especially when you chat to him and you do peekaboo. He loves peekaboo. That's like his favourite game. He's cooing heaps, like kind of talking to you and talking back, as well as he started giggling, which is so cute. He actually like had started giggling a little bit before Christmas, not a proper giggle, but on Christmas Day he did like the full-on giggle, so that was so sweet. With his sleeps, he's been a great sleeper since the beginning. I've been really lucky, especially considering Harper was a crap sleeper, and obviously having 2 under 2 it makes it a lot easier. So when he first came home, he started sleeping 4 hours between feeds, which was really good. Harper didn't do that. And then it kind of progressed more and more, started going to 6 hours between feeds, and then at night time it got even longer, which was great. He has good naps between feeds during the day, as well as having like a more awake time. He's getting more awake now, which is cool because you kind of get to see his personality come out. The kids usually wake up in the morning. Sometimes, depending on how early he went to bed the night before, he might wake up and go back to sleep after a feed. But other than that, they usually both stay awake and have breakfast. And then just before I put down Harper for her morning nap, he'll... Oh, lovely. Babe, can you get me a wipe? Just up there. You silly boy. Do you be sick on yourself? Oh yeah. Oh, did I get a kiss on your face? No. Mummy just quickly finish this video and then we change your clothes, hey? Does that seem like a good idea? So when I put Harper down for her morning nap, I usually put him down for a sleep just before her, give him a feed, put him down, and he self-settles as well. Now he's a thumb sucker. He did that pretty early on, so it's quite good. I don't have to stand there and rock him for half an hour in my arms or in the bassinet like I used to do with Harper. I just feed him, put him down, and he goes to sleep himself, which is great. Sometimes I might do a little bit of rocking at first, just kind of calm him, and then he'll go to sleep. Or if he's kind of gone to sleep and he kind of starts to stir, I might give him a little rock and then he goes back to sleep. But I really don't have to do much to help him, especially like I have to do with Harper. So yeah, they sleep at lunchtime, and then he usually wakes up, has a couple of hours playing on the floor, and then before Harper's bedtime, I usually give him a feed at dinner time, put him down to go to sleep. I feed her, bath her, put her to sleep, and then he will wake up after I finish with Harper's bedtime routine. Then he has a feed, stays awake for a little bit longer, and then he has a feed and goes to sleep. He goes to sleep at about 8:30 now, and then sleeps straight through till probably 7 in the morning. Depends, sometimes he might go to sleep a bit earlier and sleep a bit longer, but kind of that's just the rough sleeping pattern for him. So I think I've pretty much got all the basics of his first week of life to now. If I'm missing anything and you have any questions, definitely put them in the comments and I'll mention them in the next update. I'll do one at 4 months. So I was just editing this video before I put Harper to bed, and I realised I forgot to mention a few things that I want to touch on. So I didn't mention anything about baby blues or postpartum depression. So I'm really lucky I didn't get any postpartum depression. I was quite worried about getting it because I do have a history of major depression as well as borderline personality disorder. So I was quite aware of it, and I just kind of spoke a lot about how I was feeling with my husband and with nurses, and I did have a bit of a rough stage with baby blues. I was feeling very guilty for Harper. I felt horrible for leaving her in hospital and for bringing a new baby, and like she wasn't the baby anymore. I thought she wouldn't understand and stuff like that, but I quickly got over it, and didn't really last long. It kind of like come and go, like here and there, but yeah, it didn't last very long. So I was quite lucky I didn't get that. And the other thing is pulling my hair. Can I have my hair back? Can I have it back? Oh, darling. The other thing that I wanted to speak about was after I stopped feeding Orion when he self-weaned, I quit cold turkey because he went so many days without feeding. Like I tried to and he just wouldn't take, which is when I knew he was done, because Harper did the same when she self-weaned at 8 months. I just went cold turkey. It was fine until like a week later I started to get a bit of pain, and then one night when I was laying in bed watching YouTube, I just all of a sudden started getting the chills. I had a fever. I'd get hot and cold 1 minute, and like I just had this feeling wash over me like straight away, like I was gonna be sick. Like I just instantly felt like I had the flu. And then I had a little bit of sore pain in my boob, not a lot like you think with mastitis, like from most people say. I just had a little bit of pain like under my arms and stuff. So the next day I went to the doctors because I didn't want it to like get like bad and have full-on mastitis when you need to go to the hospital. So I went to the doctors and he said, yep, you have the start of mastitis. So he gave me a script of antibiotics. So I took all of them, and obviously with mastitis you have to have a lot of rest. So luckily it was during Christmas holidays, so my husband had time off work. His work, they always closed their restaurant for 2 weeks at Christmas time. So that was so lucky. I'm so grateful because he was such a help with the kids. He just basically made me rest all the time on the couch. And like the first few days, he made me go to bed and lay in bed and rest and sleep and stuff like that, because obviously if I'm on the couch, Harper just loves to crawl over me and jump on me and climb on me. So he's like, go to bed because you're not gonna get enough rest because Harper's just gonna climb over you. And yeah, so that was really lucky. And within a few days, I started to feel better. It took like about 4 days for like the flu-y feeling to like kind of like really ease up. So yeah, I just continued taking them even after the feeling went away, because the tablets do say continue taking until all gone. So I did that. I just have a couple left to take now, and yeah, I'm all good now. I didn't have that issue with Harper, so I thought I might be alright, but no, fortunately I didn't. But luckily it was only the start of it. Like I couldn't imagine when it's like full on, when like your boobs are full on hurting you and you have to go to hospital. Like I can't understand how those women went through it. Like I feel so sorry for some of them, because like what I went through was like pretty full on. So yeah, I can't imagine what they went through even more. The other thing that I wanted to touch on was his hair. So when he was born, he had a lot of dark hair, and then he ended up losing some, but he didn't go completely bald like Harper, and he's got this little patch on the back like Harper had as well. The only thing is his hair is going very, very light, so I'm wondering whether he's going to go blondie like his daddy did. Oh, shivers. Anyway, those are the only couple of things that I really wanted to touch on that I didn't at the start of the video. So I don't know whether I will insert this into it at the end or before the outro, but yeah. There's been a few times as well where obviously I feed him, put him down for his playtime, and then I feed him again, but he kind of seems awake and will go to sleep, so I'll put him down and then he'll just go to sleep, or he'll go to sleep before his second bottle. So I've been really lucky how he can just kind of like settle himself. Been lucky with you? Been easy, Bubba? I tried giving him a dummy at first, but he wouldn't take it. As I said, he is a thumb sucker. He loves thumb sucking. Oh, you're so smiley. Yeah, you is. Are you a thumb sucker? Yeah, smiley boy. I think I might talk a little bit about postpartum with myself. So pretty early on, I lost all the baby weight. I'd say within the first month of my postpartum, it was all gone, and I actually even lost a little bit extra. So I got down to the way I was before I had Harper, which was really nice. And I fit back into my jeans before I had her, which I never thought that day would come. I always thought I would never lose the weight. I have PCOS and I just always struggled with losing weight. However, before I met Luke, I did lose quite a lot of weight. So I thought like that was my last time of losing weight. Once I had babies, it would never happen, but I did, and I'm really happy with my body. Like, obviously I still have quite a bit I could lose, but I'm healthy and I'm happy, and I have so much confidence with myself now. I think when you become a mum, your whole, I don't know, mindset changes about like the way you love your body, the appreciation you have for it because you grew babies. So yeah, I just feel so much more confident and happy with myself. So no, thanks to you. Yeah. So with my postpartum bleeding, I bled for a good few weeks. It stopped, and then a week, maybe a week and a half, it came back. That was at 6 weeks when I had my checkup, and the doctor said that that could already be my period. I went on the mini pill, which I can probably go now and get the normal contraceptive pill because I'm not breastfeeding anymore. So I'm going to go do that soon. So I went on that, and I think had a period since then. I'm not sure. I think I've had 2, or one was just like random bleeding. I don't know. But the like bleeding itself wasn't like my normal periods. It wasn't like too like full on, but I did have some cramping, so that's what kind of made me believe I was having my period. My body healed really quickly. I was lucky I didn't have any tearing or need any cutting to help with the delivery. So I had nothing like that, so I healed really quickly. I was up walking straight away after I gave birth. I didn't have any issues or need any help. So I did my GTT, my gestational diabetes test, and it came back that I don't have gestational diabetes, or diabetes should I say. So I'm really happy about that. I was a bit worried at first because I do have a lot of reasons to make me high risk. Like I have family history, I had gestational diabetes with Harper and Orion, I have PCOS, like the list kind of goes on. So I was really happy with that. I have been eating a lot healthier just because I had the gestational diabetes. That kind of continued on with the diet I had with that. Obviously I'm not completely following it, but I am doing changes here and there just to kind of stay healthy and stay on track. So that's it, I think, for my 0 to 3 months baby and postpartum update. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments and I'll reply back, or I can always answer them in my next update I'll be doing at 4 months. Hopefully you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you for our next video. Say bye! Say bye! Bye! Yeah, bye!